Hey, hello friends, and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another live session of our channel where we connect together to listen to your queries and understand about your concerns. Welcome back. I hope you're going to have a really wonderful day today as well, where we'll be looking forward to understand all about your needs, expectations, and several other things what you might be interested in terms of getting to know more about what exactly testing is and how exactly you can make most out of the world of technology, how you can build up your career as a QA, and of course, being getting certified with ISTQB may certainly have a lot of questions around. So we just want to make sure that you have a platform here with us where you can go ahead and have your queries and get them sorted all together. So we look forward through this live session to answer your queries, questions, doubts, and clarification whatsoever you may have regarding the software testing and certifications of ISTQB. And the very good news coming in right here is Tran. Good, really, really, you can see the smile on my face. Anyways, it's good to hear that you succeeded with your acceptance testing certification. Congratulations, Tran. And I'm pretty much, sure that I had the right belief in you when you mentioned that you're getting prepared for the certification, and it's really good. Now I didn't have any tutorials to support you, and you did it on your own. So congratulations, a big one, because it's really really good for people to be autonomous in terms of finding their own way to succeed, and it really really looks good when people do such preparation on their own and get to the certification through. So good to hear that, and I hope you will be looking forward to get some more certifications added to your portfolio after this success. And yeah, I would be really really interested to hear more about those things coming up next. So feel free if you think there's anything I can do about it. Just do let me know. I'll be really happy to assist you. Okay, we have Marlon saying hi. Hey, Marlon. Hey, Subrat. And yeah, I think we're just getting started. And Anish also says hello to the hero. Hello, Anish. Good to see you back. And I'm doing fantastically fine. I hope you're doing well as well. So just getting started. I think I'm really having very hectic week with the work, so I couldn't upload much videos on AI tester series. So it's expected to come back from coming Monday. So you will have more and more content consistently on my channels right from the coming Monday, because I've been like traveling and kind of like going to classroom sessions for some of the companies and corporate training. So that's the reason I was slightly very occupied in terms of like doing the trainings for 9 to 6 and then traveling back home in the traffic of Bangalore. It takes really hectic. So by the time you reach home, you had other calls to attend, so you didn't really have some energy left, the time left for doing some good content preparation, and that's the reason I didn't find it efficient enough to upload something which may not give you that confidence and energy. So I think I'll be looking forward to add them right from the coming week, because I see some bandwidth, and I'm not traveling. I'm doing online sessions from the next week again, so I'll have some good time with me for you to have the technical talks as well. So yep, that's going to be something really good to share with all of you. Meanwhile, let me just pick up a few questions coming in from Tahir. Tahir says, congratulations, Tran. And Neeraj Bhai, I hope you're doing good. Can you please explain roadmap for a web tester? A friend of mine, uh, having experience in web development as hobby and not want to be a web tester. Now want to be a tester. So that's a good one. I think I should prepare a good video with detailed explanation on this, because many have asked me this question earlier too, and for some reason I could not think about it again and again, and I could not prepare a video. But I think now I have a reminder for me. I would kind of like create a video on this for sure for everyone else. But let me just make a note for it. Roadmap for a QA. Right. So coming back to your question, Tahir, I'm really doing fantastically well. Thank you for asking, and I hope you're doing well too. Talking about roadmap for a web tester. Of course, today, if you see, I would first of all start with the scope of work or the scope of a web tester in the market today. The web applications are only the applications today. We hardly have, or we rarely have, some applications which are working on standalone desktop versions. So that would be something which is limited. So, of course, the 90%, I must say, 80 to 90%, the applications which we are trying to test today are web driven, right? Web based applications. So we need browsers to interact with them, and we need testers who knows how exactly to tackle that. So there'll be a lot of parameters if you really deep dive compared to an ordinary tester of desktop application. He will or she will have more deep dive into what is a browser and how does the browser cookies, different other parameters of settings and maximizing resolution, etc. does matter. And along with that comes the accessibility, which comes with the browser as well. So point is, there's a lot of scope of work for them, and they just can't be called as an ordinary tester again. So, talking about the roadmap or the journey of being a web tester would be pretty much like any other tester, but from a perspective of web application, you would start your journey as a junior tester. You can even start with like a manual testing concepts, right? Testing yourself, and then you can certainly kickstart with automation. So, given that this person is completely new to testing and looking forward to pursue their career as a web tester, I would suggest, of course, to at least get started with having some hands on exercises with manual testing of testing an application on web. And following that, immediately get started with preparation on how to use automation tools for the same. Because again, I do, really um, understand here that the person is new. So I'm recommending, because automation is everything today, right? So if you know automation, you are better in demand. If you do not have automation skills, you're slightly outdated and you may have less demand in the market for sure. So start that person, or ask that person to get started as and when you start working at manual tester, or initially also alternatively, the person can start working on automations like working on Selenium, Catalan Studio, Tricentis, or any other tool, whichever they think is quite okay for them. But my recommendation would be Selenium, because that's one of the trending tool in the market still, which most of the web testers quite often use, right? So automation tester would be the other part of it. Down the line, they can expertise on some domain specifications, like being into web application. That's one thing, but what type of web applications, right? It's not limited to that you are making a website. You are talking about net banking, the internet banking options of the several banks. You're talking about hospitality. You're talking about e-commerce. You're talking about any number of things what you have in the world today, right? Be it about the service management, supporting, or building up a tool for a company to have the customer care or ticket solution. So there could be any number of tools which you may be talking about with respect to web. So slowly, gradually, the person can get into a domain specific, application testing, and there they can gain the more expertise about the back end of such domains and be specialized. Now, from that, the journey would more kick off like a normal designation. There you can go ahead with the senior software engineer, lead engineer, technical lead of the domain, right? Because you are a tester, but you also have a knowledge of the domain, and you can be called as a technical lead. Following that, you can have senior technical lead, or you can become a test manager, or even look forward to become a PO or whatnot. So it's not that you really have to become a PO, which is product owner, but if you have an opportunity, I would strongly recommend to become a PO, because that would be something which you will be master of the development as an hobby, as you're saying. Along with that, you do have testing skills, and you would be master of both the things, right? But it's not that way. The other alternative path is you can become a test manager, and you can keep looking forward to redefine the methodologies used in such products or such applications. So I hope that pretty much gives you all the understanding what you really needed, Tahir. And if you think there's anything I'm missing here, just remind me and let me know what else would you like to have, right? So the future is good. You can go ahead. Okay, so we do have Fitz Joshu. Joshu, is there Q&A for advanced test analyst? No, I didn't get enough time to prepare the Q&A playlist for the test analyst, but I think that's on my hit list. So as soon as I finish my AI tester playlist, I would look forward to prepare that and discuss all the questions of the test analyst. In fact, I'm currently kind of like busy collecting some questions to build it up as a mock paper, and then I would have two or three mock papers to discuss. So that's the plan. So that's the reason it was slightly on hold. But yeah, that would be the very next thing that I'll be elaborating on the advanced level. So it just happened like, foundation was on heavy demand, so I did that for 120 questions. But test analyst, again, not many people were really looking forward to have the discussions done. So you know so but we have it on our queue for sure, and that could be the next thing what we may have. Hamid says, hi Neeraj, good to see you again after a long time. I hope you remember me. Yes, Hamid. Few names, they do remain. And for me, it's more of like all I remember is the people, because I keep doing a lot of sessions, but there are few names which come again and again, right? So it does, stay and make a place in the mind. So good to see you again too, Hamid, after a long time. I hope you're doing well too. Uh, Go ahead. Would love to listen from you if you have any questions. And he says, I have ISTQB Foundation certificate from the Turkish board. Am I eligible to apply the test analyst certificate in different board other than Turkish board? Yes, of course. It's still ISTQB is International Software Testing Qualification Board, and all you need to have is a certification from anywhere, and it's valid everywhere across the world. So, of course, you can apply in any different board by using your foundation level Turkish board certification. Okay, there are no restrictions on that. Pramod says, without automation, can we have demand in market by doing ISTQB foundation level? Um, I may not strongly say yes, but partially, of course, because there are companies where we cannot support them with automation testing tools. So these are specifically or particularly some industries where we don't have automation possibilities. For example, CAD, CAM, and all. Like there's designing softwares which just draw some lines and do 3D structures and other things. Of course, we don't have possibilities of doing 100% automation there. Or forget about 100%, we are not even talking about 50% automation. So when you talk about 2D floor planning and designing sort of applications, we have manual itself, right? But these are limited to certain domains. It's not the wide aspect of the IT or technology that 90% of the products are manually testable and automation is not the scope. So, yes, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say you here, that you will have less demand, but it's not that you don't have demand at all. So I would rather recommend you that if you have feasibility and possibility to learn about automation, get started. If not, yes, you will have possibilities of getting a job. You would certainly have it, but it will be slightly limited compared to the automation. Okay, being very very transparent and uh, the right response to your question. Okay, it will be comparatively less than the automation tester for sure. Hamid says, because of your videos, I passed ISTQB CTFL, and after a few months, I got working student job in Germany as a software tester. Nowadays, I'm preparing for ISTQB Agile Tester certification from your videos. Please give me tips. How can I crack it? I have knowledge of Agile environment as I'm working. So, first of all, thank you for sharing your feedback, Hamid, and we really uh, wish you all the very best with your new job, what you have got with you. Working student job is of course the permit what you have right now with you. So I would suggest, yes, continue with that and get some good hands-on exercises and working experience while you work in the agile industry, and that would be more than enough for you to prepare well. Okay, there are no special tips for agile certification. The reason is when you have done the foundation, you have learned everything about what is testing. And agile certification is just like a cherry on the top. So it's just going to talk about how agile is different from traditional models, but the fundamental remains the same. So there's nothing much to actually prepare for agile. All you have to get used to is that how agile is unique or different when compared to traditional models, right? So you learn about what is agile principles, agile manifesto, retrospectives, CI, what gets automated, what is the scope of automation in agile, what is the role of a tester, and several other things. So you'll be completely talking from a particular methodology which is pretty limited, and you don't really have to you know work hard like foundation level. So you'll be pretty much to the point, and I don't think you really need any additional support in order to crack your agile. But the videos are very crisp and to the point, so that should answer all your questions. If in case you have anything else, I'm here to respond, right? So all the very best, and do let me know if there's anything else. Okay, so that's Hamid. Ramya says, hi Neeraj, good evening. Good evening, Ramya. Good to see you. And who else we have? So I just want to make sure that I don't miss out anything. Ramya says, I got 32 marks for the foundation level. That is because of your videos. Thanks, Neeraj. Um, it's all my pleasure, Ramya. Good to hear back from you, and congratulations on the success. It certainly gives us the motivation and inspiration to keep up the good work for all our participants, because I think that's the only reason we started this channel, to help the community get more and more knowledge, and parallelly, getting certified as well. And we wanted to increase the awareness by giving them right support and right content. That hey, ISTQB is not something which is very complicated. All you have to do is just learn the concepts, understand about it, and hit the examination, which many people found it difficult. And that's the reason I started preparing playlist on these contents and tutorials. That when people said, how can you say it is easy, right? Do we have any material to support us? Then I said, before people ask me this question, that why are you recommending me something which does not have a content, or which does not have supporting material? Then I thought let's start preparing something first and then encourage people to go ahead and take the certification. So good to see and good to hear back from you. And it's not everything is because of me. Of course, your efforts are equally important, and it does add value to your success. So congratulations once again, Remya, and we look forward to your bright future ahead. Tahir says, thanks for your detailed answer. I guess you don't need to make a separate video, only crop the answer from this live session and upload with thumbnail. Thank you. Thank you so much for a suggestion there, Tahir, because I think the way I look forward to respond to anyone, many people look forward to kind of like, record it saying that, hey, this could be very helpful information for many of us. But yeah, it just happens like without a kind of like PPT or something. My tutorials probably sometime may not be enough for everyone else. So yes, thank you so much for your suggestion. I could have done that for sure, but I would still add some more, little more value to the video, which would be helpful for everyone else. Thank you so much for your valuable comment, Tahir. Roger Roger says, "Hey bro, is it necessary to have 6 Mbps network speed to attend ISTQB online exam? When I checked my system, my running system test the network speed as 1 Mbps in my mobile hotspot, which do not meet the requirement." Oh yes, absolutely fine. You need to have a little better internet and stable connectivity. The only problem why we do not suggest anything below 6, because when you say 6 MB per second, it can fluctuate, right? It's not going to be straightforward rigid at 6 MB per second all the time, because 4 MB is still fine to take up the examination, but we just want to avoid the unforeseen situations. What if suddenly your network goes down, and because of that your internet goes down, and probably because of that your examination can be terminated? So we just want to have a better stable network so that you can complete your assessment, complete your examination flawlessly without any kind of interruption, right? So Roger, having a better internet connection would be highly recommended because we don't want you to lose an attempt because of a silly technological issue, but rather it should be different. That's totally agree. We can agree to that, but network, I think we should not compromise to have it, right? So I would suggest just connect to a better network for the examination at least, and then try to go ahead with this. So that would help you in turn. Hamid says, would love to meet you whenever you make a plan to visit Germany. For sure, why not? In fact, I'm also looking forward to have some meetups, planned soon, and I'll start looking forward to travel. And please follow my community tab on my channel because I keep going often to a lot of places and companies for my work, like my corporate trainings, and I always post there that I'm here in the company for so and so duration, or I'm traveling to that country and that city. So, sometimes it does happen. People see the post quite late, and they say that, "Oh, you were here. I could not meet you." So, Hamid, I would certainly look forward to meet you as well when I'm planning to come that side. But just stay tuned to all the notifications from this channel so that you get to know when I'm there. That's the only way we can. Or LinkedIn. Two options. I always post my movements and travel plans on YouTube and as well as LinkedIn. So just follow me anywhere and you would get it. And Remya says after the foundation level, which is the best one? The best one is Agile, of course. You can take up Agile Tester certification, Remya, or you can even look forward to get Test Analyst certification. If I understand, you have around 4 to 5 years of experience. So if you already have that experience, you can look forward to get Test Analyst certified. Or parallelly, if you have less experience, then you can meanwhile take up the Agile Tester certification, which would be very helpful. Or you can see if you're working in a domain, then before taking up the test analyst, you can even take the specialist certification like performance tester, acceptance tester, usability tester, automotive tester, performance tester, whatnot. Right? So you can check out the specialist, the right side of the certifications, and that could be one of your next certification for sure. So I gave you three options right now. You have choice between agile and specialist certification, and if not, you can look forward to even to the test analyst. Okay. Pramod says, getting mad in learning about coding. Please give me some guidance. What do you mean by that? Getting mad in learning about coding. Getting mad, of course, the job of being a developer is all about being mad about what best you know. But mad in the sense like if it is confusing, I think all you need to do is change the platform, like whatever you're using to learn about the coding, right? So when the fundamentals are not clear, of course, that doesn't make any sense to any individual. That how does it really, work in reality? So coding is not that straightforward. That you have a definition and you follow that definition, and it works in all manners, right? So it has to be practiced. It has to be understood with the logic that why do you declare a variable, why you don't declare a variable sometime, what is inheritance, what is polymorphism, how do you call a class within a class, what is an object model, what is a page factory. So the concepts are something which has to be practically executed. And that's not going to be easy, right? I hope we all agree here, everyone on this call right now, that when you talk about programming, it is not that straightforward. So it's going to be a little crazy for sure. And as you're going to be crazy, you're going to have a lot of challenges to deal with. So being a developer, being a programmer, or learning about automation is going to have some of your hard work for sure, right? So if things are really straightforward, then everyone will become developer itself, or everyone will become an automation tester by default. So things will be a little tricky, but I would say take them in bits and pieces. Do not try to take a bigger program. I think the approach would be slightly different here. When I was learning about programming or automation testing, in fact, For me, Java and Python and all these things were totally different. I totally new, in fact. I didn't have any idea what exactly this data type stands for, what exactly this object is, and how I can go ahead and call a class in another execution. So it didn't make at all a sense. I was just copying and pasting things, and it was working fine to a certain extent. But when I had a red line underlining a particular character or keyword, I had no clue that what this error is trying to say. So it was not at all user friendly. But point is, I was jumping the queue. I was directly jumping on a framework, or I'm directly jumping on more complex things than starting with the fundamentals, right? So then I just stopped there and started right from the hello world, which is the most funny thing today. But yet, that was the route, right? That was the route to get started. So you started with writing a simple variable, calling it out, printing in, and then you started making it slightly complicated with if, else, for loop, etc. Then you thought, what I have to do something like this. So you extended, baby steps is what we call it as. So you need to take baby steps to grow the size of the lines of program what you're writing rather than jumping onto a complex thing directly, right? In case you are following that, then all you need to have is the patience and really understand the logic that what are you doing? Do you know each and every single word? What does it make sense? How does it really matter if I have to run this particular piece of code? So point here is things are not that straightforward. So it's gonna be crazy for sure, but all you have to use is the right approach to tackle them and have that being adapted in a way that it makes more sense, right? So I hope that answers your question, Pramod. If there's anything I missed out, do let me know. And team, do not forget to drop a thumbs up if you think we are doing really good job for all of you. I would just need your support to let the YouTube as a platform know that we are having a live session and people can come here and ask us the question. Thank you so much, Pramod, with your love. And he says, I'm a game tester. I know there is the ISTQB game tester, but what are the needed certifications beside this one? Like, what certificate do you recommend to proceed with after gaining the game tester? See, Anish, again, we currently have just one certification for gaming industry, which is the game tester, which was recently added, of course. Talking about any other certification would be quite nominal for you as well. That you can look forward to have a test analyst certification or test manager certification, which would be from your understanding from a procedural point of view. That how do you basically manage a process? How do you manage your artifacts? How do you manage your activities, the task, what you perform? How do you make use of techniques? But yeah, test analyst and test manager would be more of a generic thing, but not from a domain perspective. But that would still be beneficial to drive your show in the gaming industry, right? So currently, we do not have anything beyond the game tester for you, but we do have what do you say, our test analyst and test manager, which is quite common for any industry to go ahead and take it up, right? So I think that would be something only option for you. Other than that, I'm not so fluent with the certifications available in the gaming industry, but that would certainly be looked after from your team. So you can check with some of your senior folks that what kind of certifications do you have for the game testers from the gaming industry for sure. I do have a friend who's been working with gaming industry for quite a long time, like 6 to 7 years. So let me also check with him, and probably next weekend I may have some answer for you. So let me talk to him this week and check with him if he has got some additional certifications done. And I would see if I can respond back to you on the next week's session. Okay, that's the best I can do right now. Okay, so Rahul says, good evening, sir. Good evening, Rahul. Good evening, Mridula. Ramya says, testing technique portion are awesome. Yep, thank you so much for recommending and promoting and kind of like sharing a good feedback about our content, Ramya. We just wanted to make sure that where the most complicated thing lies, that should be the most simplest thing for people to understand. And the only important thing what I had when I wanted to create this playlist or tutorial is we never wanted people to go ahead and spend money to learn something which can be learned without any cost. Okay, the reason is generally YouTube for technology is used in a way that we only promote our content and demonstrate that how we teach, but they don't give you 100% learning. And I'm pretty much sure that the videos which I have seen from so many creators on technology, they literally do not add everything what you really need to know from the perspective, except for one or two. Okay, I don't want to call out the name, or else will be called as like promotion, etc. So there are few people. I hope you would also agree to that. There are few people in testing side itself where they really tell you 100%, but there are many other people who do not tell you 100% that how did they achieve to this, how did they jump onto this, and that's where they want you to come to them and take up an offline session. But I don't have time to do offline session, and that's the reason I give you 100% in the videos, so that you don't have to come to me to ask or go for a session. In fact, you don't have to go anyone or to any place, any training institute to spend your money, which is right here on this channel. So coming back to your point, Remya, the reason why we wanted to do this is because of this, right? We wanted people to save their money and learn everything right from a single video, single point of contact for all their queries, and they just have to succeed with the exam. So I hope I'm really happy. And one of the recent comment which I got on Thursday on one of my videos, the person explicitly mentioned for the first time in this entire tenure of my channel that, hey, you just saved my 20,000 bucks of investing on the training by just going through this video. So thank you so much for helping me to have this playlist to go through and then kind of like getting certified. So I think that was another important thing which I always wanted to achieve. And there are many people who probably did not mention, but they always obviously saved a lot of money. And all I wanted to do here through this platform, through this channel, is to save some money for all of you. Okay, and give the good content, the quality content, which does not kind of like limit you. That, hey, was that just partial, or do I still need to reach out to him to ask him questions? Let me tell you, I have 27,000 subscribers on my channel today, and I have more than 4 million views, okay, together on my channel. Not just one video. Together, if I put all the views together, as per my channel statistics, I have 4 million plus views on my channel. But hardly 500 users would have reached out to me saying that I need your support. Okay, and that's okay. But imagine 27,500 subscribers and 4 million views. That means 4 million people have seen the videos, and only 500 people came to me, which clearly signifies that the content was enough. They didn't really have any questions to go and ask. And I think this is what we wanted to achieve. And there were many, of course, people who commented for a few of the queries, and I keep responding to them. And many people came back to me saying that, you know what, I just came to you because I went through your channel and I just went through the comments, and there were no comment where you had no reply. And I really understood that you have a lot of patience, you have a lot of time for your audience, and you dedicate yourself to the community. So I'm here and I want you to do a session for my company. And I have no questions to ask you. Tell me what is that you charge, and please come to my company and do the session. And I was like, okay, thank you. So I didn't have to introduce myself as well. He said, I know enough about you. So go ahead and just tell me when are you available to do the session. So point here is that, yes, when people see that, yes, these are actively responding to the people and supporting them offline as well, then I think when it is actively supporting, then he will be the best again, right? So I think this is what we wanted to achieve, and today I'm really proud and happy to share that, yes, we have achieved it. We are able to help the community in a way that community gets all that what they need without investing their money, right, and achieving the goal as well. We can see that here. Okay, so let's hear from Rahul. Rahul says, why we need traceability between the test basis and test work products. Again, this has been discussed in the chapter one for your kind information, where we have given the importance of traceability between the test basis and the test work products, which signifies that it creates a linking, a mapping between the parent and the child. For example, if I'm deriving test cases, which is my test work product, from a requirement, then I must know at any point of time that which requirement test cases these are. Because if these test cases go orphan or lost, then I have no clue why I'm doing testing, right? For example, just for a simple scenario, Rahul, I just executed 20 test cases this evening, and my manager came back and he said, Neeraj, what did you do today? I said, I executed 20 test cases. He said, why? What is the benefit of that? And I was like, yeah, you kind of like, covered the requirement. Which requirement? Okay, which requirement did you cover by running 20 test cases? Answer is, I don't know. But then why did you run that? Correct? So traceability will help you go back to that requirement. The mapping will show you, hey, these 20 test cases were written for these two requirements, and I think these 20 test cases are passed. That means these two requirements are complete. I hope that gives you a very, very clear picture that why do I need traceability to handle the situation. And again, traceability is not limited between requirement and test cases. As you asked your question, it is between test basis and test work product. So same way test plan is linked to the basis, test reports are linked to the basis, risk are your basis, and there are many other things which you prepare entire life cycle. And all these things are supposed to be linked back to their basis. From where did you derive this? How did you come to this conclusion? Right? So in that case, even defects are linked back and everything else are also linked back. Right? Mridula says, I want to know ISTQB certification in Pune. Please share any recommendation. ISTQB certification in Pune. What do you mean by that? You need a training institute or something, or you need to find out the center for writing the examination. Can you just be a little more clear, Mridula? Because I was not sure about what do you need ISTQB certification in Pune. Like you want to write offline examination, or you need a training center. Filler rep says, "Hi sir, did they terminate you if your connection is lost during ISTQB exam? Because sometimes a connection is lost due to power cut for 2 to 3 minutes, and only I'm planning to give it next week." Oh yeah, of course they will terminate you as soon as you get cut off from the examination. Please have a backup. Use a laptop, not a desktop. If you don't have one, please manage it for an hour or two from someone, because laptops will have the backup for at least another 1 hour, no matter whenever you start, even if you don't have the power backup. But if you get dropped from the call, even for a minute or maybe 30 seconds, they doubt you dropped it purposefully to copy the answers. Okay? So I hope you understand. That's very straightforward. You cannot justify that, hey, that was just a glitch, but you did not copy or did not go and refer somewhere. So the examiner, if I'm the examiner, I would certainly think that you dropped it. And even if you got dropped technically, but in that span, you would have referred the answers in the book or something else. So I would really terminate you for sure, right? So in that case, I would suggest don't use desktop. Even if you're using desktop, have a backup like UPS attached to it, or use a laptop on better side. And even a proper internet connectivity is equally important. If the internet fluctuates, that's the same thing, no matter you have the power. So yes, they will terminate your examination session and you will have to reattempt it. Okay. Hamid said, Neeraj Bhai, is Sprint Zero an interchangeable term used for release planning meeting, or I have misunderstood? Sorry to say you have misunderstood, Hamid. Sprint Zero is a preparatory session of the project initial set of activities. So basically, the release planning is the outlining and scoping of the work for a release. For example, my release is for first 6 months, Jan to June. Jan 2023 to June 2023, I'm planning a release. So in the December 2022, I would have done a release planning session where I would have understood what is the scope of work, what is the resources I have, what is the objective of things, what are the number of sprints I'm going to have, how exactly things will be working, what is the priority, what are the risk involved, and blah 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 blah, a lot of things, right? Then You kick off in January first week with Sprint Zero, which means that setting up the prerequisite, all things what you need. For example, you can have a design forum session, you can have your lab setups, the pipelines, continuous integration package, tools installation, tool POCs if you want to do, or any kind of like initial setups, whatever you need to do, because sprint one is the action time. Okay, so all the preparatory work, what you have to do, for example, you have to cover a training, you have to hire resources, no matter you have to do a training for your team members, all these would happen in sprint zero, right? Right from sprint one, when you start, you don't have any additional activity to take care of. All you do is deliverables, right? So anything which you think is a preparatory work for you is what you deal with in the sprint zero, and that's different from release planning. In sprint zero, you don't scope the work. You have already scoped the release. You know what exactly you need to do, what are the priorities, what are the complexities, and now you are getting ready to start with your sprint one in sprint zero. So preparatory iteration is what you call it as sprint zero. Okay. What is Test Oracle? Test Oracle is short notes in one word. When you write short notes for comparing the expected with actual, or when you capture some information about your test activities, you call it as Test Oracle. Again, I think a lot of people may have such questions, and I want to tell you if you people didn't know already, right? I do have an additional channel, but don't keep shouting about that because sometimes people think that, hey, how many channels does this guy have? But point is, uh, I just don't wanted to. I didn't want to merge everything on a single thing that people start thinking he has started. Because when we upload the videos, right? When we upload the videos, people are in a fluency that hey, he talks about ISTQB, he talks about ISTQB, right? And all of a sudden, if I change and start talking about selenium, many people on such platform think that okay, you know what, this guy from the last 6 months is talking about selenium, he has stopped talking about istqb. Okay, this is the trend. So in YouTube, or especially like these kind of platforms, you do not change your module on a single channel. Okay, if you change the module, people know you for jack of all, king of none, right? That's the reason I do not interfere with any other topic on this channel. So I created a separate channel for my audience who was more interested in the tools, but not just certification. But it's my channel called as Testing in Nutshell. Okay, Testing in Nutshell. And many of you, I'm sure, would be already knowing about this. And the third channel is Technical Vocabulary. Technical Vocabulary, which I shared the link with on the right before the channel name. Okay, the link here which I've shared is technical vocabulary. And there I talk about all the definitions, only definition, 2 minutes, 3 minutes video. And we just give you meaning, example, and real time scenario. So many people, I think we have around 1,500 subscribers there just for that 2 minutes video. And people love it, saying that, hey, it's like a kind of, playlist which you can just watch before going for an interview. Or if you really want clarification about any terminology, instead of referring Wikipedia, let's hear with the real examples of testing. So we have a lot of things for you, but it's just that many people do not know, or sometimes they have not explored my channel details. I've always tagged my other channels in the details of my channel window. So Rahul, this is for you especially. You can go ahead on technical vocabulary, and there are a lot of vocabulary like glossary which we have discussed. So that would be very helpful for you to uh, prepare on the definitions and terminologies. Okay, what else? Mridula says center for the exam. Okay, so Mridula, center for the exam, you have to just check on the ITB website. Okay, you do have a center in Pune. You let me see. I can just quickly open that and share the link with you because I believe in supporting with maximum effort possible. So foundation, and you want to enroll, and here it is. Okay, so here it is, enrollment. What is this? Ah, so anyways, I'll just give you this link here, right? I cannot do that because you need to first enroll, and once you enroll, like you sign up, you will have a link to select the center from your city. Okay, they will ask you which city you are in, like Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, and all that, and there itself you'll get the list of all the centers. So you do have, you have good centers in the Mridula for examination. You can take offline examination there. So check out this link there, and it would answer your question. I want to give the ISTQB Foundation example, suggest the process and details. So the process is, um, as usual. All you have to do is like go to this particular website, and you will be landing up on the direct page where you have to register yourself. And after registration, you have to log in. Of course, after login, you have to schedule your examination. That is like select the exam, city, center, online, offline, and all that, and then make the payment. After making the payment, you can select your date, exam date, whenever you want to take, at your comfort. In India, we conduct foundation level examination every single day, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so that's the process. Nothing else. Very straightforward. You can take the examination on any particular day. Okay, Hamid says, thanks for clarifying. You're welcome. Tahir says, I have a doubt regarding the term test guideline, test policy, test strategy, and test handbook. I could not find much differences in these terms. Can you please explain them if possible? Test policy and test strategy I've already explained in my technical vocabulary. Okay, so you can probably utilize that time there. But when you talk about test guideline and test handbook, these are internal terms. Okay, probably created by few organizations or maybe your organization as well. These are not anything standard. So there might not be no definitions to this. Handbook could be more of like standard guidelines of the organization, that what documents you create, how do you write test cases, what are your templates, what are your timelines of creating the documents in a project. So generally a product based industry looks forward to have a what do you say, the guideline document, right? And especially for anything you should have a guideline. I also recommend that. But guideline is more of like the set of rules, the protocols which you follow for a particular activity or a particular process. So at organization level, we define certain guidelines, and that's what you can call it as collection of guidelines put together can be called as handbook, right? So probably, for example, if I'm a new joinee and I want to understand what the culture of organization is when it comes to writing a defect report, writing a test case, or how to execute, what logs do you maintain for executions, then instead of me knocking the door of someone every now and then, this person will just give me the link to what is your testing handbook of your organization. And all I have to do is refer to that. Whenever I need something, hey, what's the template of test plan? What's the template of test cases? What's the template of defect report? Then I'll just go Control F, search for that, and find it out. So this is basically handbook itself is guideline, and that's not something standard. It's not that you'll find this in every organization, but some organizations you will certainly find them for sure. And these are set of rules. These are set of rules. Policy is kind of like an outline, what makes your organization different from other organizations when it comes to performing testing. Okay, so it's more of like your USPs, your unique flavor of conducting testing compared to other organizations, or what's different in you. How do you, what is your specialities, what you are master of, what kind of domain do you have expertise in at the organization level, not the individual. Okay, organization specialty. And test strategy is the same thing but for a project, the approach of testing a project. So at the project level you will have the test strategy, that what approach will you use to uh, conquer this particular product from the quality perspective. So I hope that answers all your question. And if you have anything else, just let me know. Okay. Fill rep, fill rep. Okay, see, I understand you do have problems with your technical stuff, but I would say please get into more stable things which do not give problems, right? For example, if I'm using something faulty, right, which goes on routine restart, then I think this session will be gone for sure, right? There are no interruptions in live session on YouTube. Because if you get interrupted by your internet, the only thing is restart the session. So it doesn't happen. Okay. So you will have to fix your problems before you go with the session, be it about the router of the internet or be it about the UPS which you might be using to have the backup. However, you have to have the very stable things available for you to make use of it. These are not your corporate calls where you can say, hang on, I got a technical issue, I'll be back in a few minutes, right? But that can be manageable. But these are examinations which are critical, and examinations do not have scope for negotiation, right? So all you, I would suggest you is fix the issues before you go for the examination, or else it would be a problem for you back again, right? So, kind suggestion again, just see the feasibility, what best can be done here to avoid unforeseen situations. Okay, so yeah, finally got a breath after 50 minutes of our live session. 50 minutes is a long time, non-stop talking. Good. I keep doing this. This is not something which is happening only here. This is what I keep doing every single day when I do the corporate sessions and deliver sessions across the world. So my job is to deliver sessions, and I keep talking whole day like 9 to 6. That's the reason I'm so fluent in picking up the words and responding to the questions. So point here is I'm happy that when we are in a live session, we have more and more questions, and I'm very very occupied to respond each one of them and help people get the best responses possible. So we got another 8 minutes to go from this live session, team. We will be looking forward to have your suggestion. If you got anything for the channel to make it better, go ahead and drop your feedback and suggestions anytime. If you're kind of like new here, let me tell you, we connect every Saturday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time to listen to your queries, listen to your questions, concerns, and try to solve them here, right? So we only come here to do a Q&A session where you have the questions and I have the answers, okay? And other than that, we don't have any agenda. I'm not doing vlogging here where I'm talking about what did I do whole week or what was my plan of action today. Nothing. We just come here to listen to you, give you a platform where you can go ahead and ask your questions, and I'm all here to just answer them, right? So if you're new here, stay connected every Saturday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. We love answering your questions whatsoever you may have, right? And other than that, of course, we talk about testing also. So we do talk about testing on our channel where we give you a lot of content about ISTQB certifications. We have a huge playlist of 800 videos on our channel right now and counting. Okay, we are just going ahead with building up more and more content for everyone, like building up the best knowledge base possible, and all because of you. We are the best in the world today. Okay, as per Google, no matter what you go and search there, if you just go ISTQB Foundation tutorials, no matter which country you are in, you will find the first recommendation as Team Square. Okay, Tahir says, I have suggestion. In every live session, you provide so much guidance like today on web tester roadmap. Maybe from your live sessions, you can crop some specific answers and upload them as video. I'm gonna do that for sure. Okay, so I will sure do that, and that's a good suggestion. Of course, thank you for adding this value. Yes, true. Normally, people don't watch live sessions later, so cropping and making cutouts out of it would be very very helpful for people, or probably making short things as um, shorts, right? YouTube shorts as well. That could be very very helpful. So I think it would be. I was more of like a formalized person, and I think I always preferred doing more formal way, like introduction in a way like, hey, today we are talking about this, and then going to the definition and then systematically arranging it. This is more random, but I think people just need the answer sometime, right? And I don't really have to be that professional, and sometimes I have to little slightly think slightly different, and then try doing it. Let's see the response of the people, right? So Tahir, I'm going to apply your input right from tomorrow. I'm gonna see like if I can quickly crop some videos and make some shorts out of it, and make some short videos which would be to the point. That should be doable, right? That should be very helpful. And anyways, for you, so if you love it that way and it's going to be helpful for people in that sense, I think all I have to do is do it. That's it. So thank you so much. It certainly makes a lot of sense, Tahir. And Rahul, thank you for adding that. I will certainly look forward to do this. Okay. Adam, is your CD supposed to be enough gaining the amount of knowledge to pass the ISTQB, or you have other materials, books to recommend in order to successful? Not at all. I think I've been asked this by 50% of our audience that, hey, do I need anything other than the videos on my channel to prepare for the examination? And all I answer boldly is nope, you don't need anything else. Okay. All you need is to just go through the playlist entirely with a deep understanding. Additionally, I always recommend that do not skip the discussion or copy of the syllabus which is provided by ISTQB as a reference material. Okay, you don't need any book. If you have been through my tutorials, you got 100%. Okay, 80% of my audience right now have succeeded just with the videos. That's again well proven. You can go to the channel, watch the videos, and see the comments there, which are mentioned by the real users. Second, uh, additionally, I personally recommend everyone that don't miss the syllabus, because if in case you missed something out in the videos, or I missed something out in the videos, the syllabus will not miss it. So that will be a second level recap and confidence for you that you have covered everything according to the syllabus what ISTQB wanted, right? So that I always recommend all my audience, but still videos are up to the mark as of today, as per the syllabus valid today. And additionally, you can just go through the official copy of syllabus, which is available on istqb.org, and you don't need anything else beyond that. Okay, so all the very best, Adam, and go good with that, right? What else? Dai says, sure, thanks for all for suggestion. More than enough, I would say, Adam. Yeah, thank you for your suggestion there as well. Bharat says, do we have mock test in online for ISTQB test analyst and advanced test analyst? Where to practice it? I just prepared a blog where I started putting some mock papers just for everyone to quickly take it up like an examination. And here is the link for you. You can just give it a try. And I'm going to add more on top of it, but I can't promise you anything now. I stopped talking about mock papers because I was so occupied. So I'll come back to it. So this is the link where you can find some of the standard mock papers available, like an examination to take up. And you can even get the right answers after you complete the assessment. And you can also get to know why your answers were wrong or right. Okay. And Rahul says reason is that you have provided everything free, and people generally don't believe that that's enough. It does happen. See, I told you, right? We just discussed that today itself, that when you give everything, people think that, hey, how is it possible that someone is giving everything free of cost? There must be some reward hiding behind that. And is that true? So point is, uh, yes, we don't have anything hidden. We have given you 100% in the videos itself. That's the reason we are best in the world right now, along with all of our audience. Thank you so much for making it happen, team. It's really good to have some success like that, because you started lately and you succeeded over everyone, and you became one of the popular brand in the world that, hey, if it is ISTQB, go to TM Square. That's it. It says, have a good day. Thanks for this amazing session. It's always my pleasure. So, yeah, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! So we complete an hour session here, team, and thank you so much for being a wonderful audience. This session, as usual, is incomplete without your participation and your engagement with questions what you have. So thank you so much for participating in it, and it's really good pleasure to have all of you here. So just keep exploring things and coming back to me if you got anything else, and we'll look forward to answer that every Saturday 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So as usual, that's all from this particular live session team. Should you have anything else, feel free to comment below. I'm always there to address your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for watching the video, team, and happy learning. Take care, stay safe. See you next weekend, team. Till then, enjoy. Bye bye.